The world of work defining. In a couple of ways we use the word world. The whole world watches, or the whole world is affected, we all know what it means to state. But it's more hard to say we're worlds away, or he lives in another universe. The phrase work is both easy and complex, just like the word world. We use the word world in a number of ways. We all know what it means to declare the watches of the whole world or the whole globe is impacted. But we are worlds apart, or he lives in another universe, is more difficult to convey. The task of the phrase is as easy as the universe of words. Think of the same parents and you have the same education. Then think of us having the same job, working under the same supervisor and making the same salary at the same business. One of us may be satisfied, confident, and positive about work, and the other is miserable. Do we have the same working world, but do we have it differently? These questions are not answered correctly. But knowing the importance and power that work may have in our life and understanding why we should re-establish our working world helps us to define our own universe of work. So, how far does the working world have influence and power? Working power and influence. Virtually everyone on the world survives through labor or work. This effort that allows us to live is defined by what is termed labor division. The way we experience division of labor relies on our happiness with our working life. Working division. We separate each task in a system when we split the work. For instance, I would have to engage carpenters, electrics, plumbers and other businesses to build a home, a system of jobs. I would have to build the building. The work to construct my residence is split between these many traders. We still have a division of work, even if we lived in the deepest darkest forest thousands of years ago. Others would be the hunters in our tribe, some would look after the kid, and some would provide spiritual direction. All the duties essential to complete a system are split and decide whether the system is a house or a working tribe. And those occupations that are delineated in the division of labor are the only jobs we have. What can we do if one of these professions doesn't please us? We could try to live outside a split work structure. Externally living. Some in the world, frequently the richest, are not required to take part in a divided system of work. If they chose, they could forego participating entirely, because someone else guarantees their existence. Some in the world, frequently the richest, are not required to take part in a divided system of work. If they chose, they could forego participating entirely, because someone else guarantees their existence. Imagine, for instance, that enough money was supplied to buy everything you need to exist. Now, all the food and knowledge you need to survive alone in your jungle may be used until you die. Other people make your life in the jungle, your benefactor, who toiled to make the money you received, and the individuals who traded with you for the money of your funder. I call this a proxied existence. A representative is a person who is permitted to act for another person. However, proxied life will never participate in a divided work system and will only survive if someone else participates in it. I have developed a notion of a proxy to define a person who never worked, who never will work but who nonetheless exists in society. I have to do this since there is no other word describing those who sell their unpaid money for the products and services they must survive, the only acts or the only conduct. There's almost nobody living a proxy. This means that nearly everyone, including the richest among us, is working in a job, or in a job, characterized by labor division. Why? Why are we working? While many theories and opinions on why we do this are perfectly good, our working motivation can typically be organized into two broad categories: survival and significance. Work as a survival medium. The primary work motivation is Bluestein reference. Nearly everybody in the world tells you they work because they have to. You must buy food, pay for shelters, educate your children and earn enough money for a period when you cannot work. Often the most vulnerable and marginalized people in our society are those who are unable to work for enough. Work as a significance. But why is a person who has extra cash to live till they die? And, why are people dissatisfied with a job that already assures their survival? Shouldn't someone immediately satisfy themselves with their working lives, or always be able to generate enough money? The simple answer is value, but it is not easy, meaning,